Today's episode of the More You Know podcast features Seth Eliot Santoro, who's a business coach, spiritual coach, author, and speaker, as well as Jacob O'Connor, who's the host of the Venture Mentality podcast. And lastly, Dr. Erica Risberg, who's a cultural heritage consultant, researcher, producer, and host of the All Things in the Name of Love podcast. I asked each of them why kindness and contribution is important in life. Enjoy the episode.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The More You Know podcast.
I think I want to first start by saying that kindness begets kindness. So when you are around anyone and you exhibit and provide them an opportunity to see kindness, they will return that kindness. Always. A smile begets another smile. So I feel like the more kindness we spread in the world, the more kindness there is and will be for everyone else in the world. And contribution is, I think it's one of the reasons why we're here, is to contribute to the society, the greater good. And I think that through contribution, we can express our reason for being on this earth.
You know, nowadays, personal branding is a big thing. Influencer marketing is a big thing. But when you look at it through history, like, regardless of what you call it, everyone is their own personal brand. And so whatever people attach to your name, that's how they're going to remember you. So whenever you look at, like, the question of legacy, like, that's the question that I ask in every single interview I do, like, what impact do you want to have in this world? So whenever I think about what impact I want to have in this world, it's like, how do I want people to remember me? And so I think that it's really important to be kind, to work hard, to do things like that, to always be ethical. And then for contribution, like, this whole podcast has been based off contribution, because what you do first is you add value to someone else's life, and then they'll return it to you. But if they don't return it, someone else will. It always works out that if you do what's right, it always comes back to you.
I can't function without being kind. I don't know how to be anything but kind. Kindness brings me so much joy and so much satisfaction and so much awareness of my connectedness to others in the world, and contributing my gifts, contributing what I know to others to help them become more of who they are. That's a high. That's like, I am giving something of myself that I have learned to help others become who they are. And that's amazing. I don't know how to function any other way. I can't do anything that is what is considered selfish. There's a difference between self-care and selfish, but self-care is actually listening to myself and sitting and tuning in and healing my inner wounds. Selfish is when I don't care about other people. So for me, kindness and contribution go hand in hand, because I'm always going to be kind. I always want to share what I know. I always want to help. And when I look at it through that lens, the fact that I'm giving in this way is contributing to the betterment of another human being. And that's just what I do. So there have been points in my life where I haven't, and I felt miserable about myself. So the more I give and the more I act out of a state of kindness, the healthier I am and the better I can be for others.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The More You Know podcast.